is Home Mandarin with Mavis. Today we're going to talk about two final particles in a sentence that you'll hear a lot in Mandarin Chinese, especially in Taiwanese Mandarin. In Mandarin Chinese, we use particles a lot to indicate additional semantic meaning or emotions in what we say. So it's something that you need to master if you want to be fluent in the language. The two particles we'll learn today are ye and la. Ye is the final particle to indicate enthusiasm, excitement, joy, or surprise. When it's used as a final particle, say it with a neutral tone. Let's take a couple words and add ye to it and see how they sound differently in expressing the emotions. 没有 is the textbook version of saying no. When you add ye to it and say 没有耶, it's similar to the tone of saying nope in English. When someone asks if you've seen the keys and you're like 没有耶, it shows you're clueless and uncertain about the stuff they're asking. 好吃 is the textbook version of saying delicious. When you add ye to it and say 好吃耶, it sounds similar to saying yummy in English. Someone's likely to say 这个好吃耶, this is yummy, when they didn't expect it to taste this good. 还好 is the textbook version of saying it's alright. When you add ye to it and say 还好耶, it's similar to the tone of saying meh in English. Someone asks your opinion on something and you're like it's alright, but you don't want to sound too assertive or rude. Just say 还好耶. It helps soften your tone. 真的 is the textbook version of saying that's right. When you add ye to it and say 真的耶, it's similar to the tone of saying wow, that's right in English. It also shows a sense of agreement from the speaker. When someone asks, don't you think it's about to rain? And you're like 真的耶, you're essentially saying I agree, you're right. 无聊 is the textbook version of saying it's boring. When you add ye to it and say 无聊耶, you're showing a little bit of contempt in this tone. So use it at your own discretion. Now let's move on to the next commonly used particle in Taiwanese Mandarin, la. La has several functions in Mandarin Chinese, but in this video, we'll only talk about the one that adds an anxious or impatient tone to it. We'll go over the other functions of la in my future videos, so come back to this channel if you want to learn more. How is the textbook version of saying okay. You add la to it with the intent to show impatience in your tone. 好啦 has a similar tone to saying okay, fine in English. 快点 is the textbook version of saying hurry. When you add la to it and say 快点啦, it shows you're impatient with the situation and it has a similar tone of saying hurry up in English. 知道 is the textbook version of saying I know. When you add la to it and say 知道啦, it shows you're impatient with the person who's talking to you. It happens a lot with parents when they're nagging. You'll hear kids respond with 知道啦 pretty often. It has a similar tone to I know in English. Yo is the textbook version of saying I did. When the mom keeps asking the kid, have you done your homework? You might hear the kid say, yo la, impatiently because it's the fifth time they've responded to the same question. Hui is the textbook version of saying I will. When you add la to it and say hui la, you're showing impatience in your response because you might have been asked the same question several times already. Isn't it fun to learn about the particles? Start adding them to your sentences where they fit. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel. 大家下次见。